What is up, everybody? I have no idea where to look. This is my first ever video I'm posting to YouTube on this channel, at least on the Chase of Nature is now on YouTube, so on that channel. And this video is going to basically just be me talking about why I love nature so much and why I love being out there trying to find the best things to photograph. This video is going to be very raw. Hopefully, as I get better at this, the stuff that I post with help from my wonderfully technologically sound older sister will help me hopefully edit these, make them a lot better. But I wanted this first one where I kind of talk about why I love nature so much to just be kind of raw. So here I am recording it on my cell phone, and then I'm just going to post it, and what the hell? We'll see what happens. So here we are. The Chase in Nature YouTube channel finally going live. Moving on to new servers, I guess might be the right word. I don't know. But moving on up. So we've all seen what I post on TikTok. For those of you who come over from there, and to those of you who have not seen any of my content, welcome, and I hope you'll like what you see here and you'll want to see more. But basically, I'm just going to go through all the different aspects of nature that I love. I have no idea where the lens is on this side, but I can't look that way because, yeah, my brain won't let me. So my eyes are going to look like I'm drifting off the whole time, I guess. And I guess we'll just all have to deal with that. That's the fun part of it about this being completely raw. But let's kind of just go in order. For me, it really started with the fire chasing. That was honestly the first one. That was the one I found most fascinating. Living in Southern California, it's something we deal with every year between like August and October, the peak of fire season. Hillsides everywhere are at risk. And as long as they're not destroying homes, I just love seeing that aspect of nature, and also seeing the amazing work done by firefighting teams to keep these blazes away from homes is always pretty amazing as well. So that's a big reason why I love going and chasing fires, as long as they're the non-destructive to property, and hopefully they're not injuring animals. One of the most heartbreaking things that I've heard in the last couple decades. We had a big fire here in town on the other side of the city back in '03, completely scorched an entire mountainside for on Box Springs Mountain. And I heard that they did find the body of a local cougar up there after that fire that sadly did not make it out of that fire. So, it, obviously, being the nature lover I am, I don't want to see things like that happening where animals are getting killed in fires. But fires also always lead to new growth because the soil that gets left behind is always super fertile after a fire. Moving on, I think the next thing that I really started enjoying was the paranormal stuff. I was a huge fan of the show Ghost Hunters back in the day. I have some pretty fond memories from summer vacations where my sister was babysitting me, and she and I would watch episodes of Ghost Hunters during the day together. And we both got really fascinated into it. And then I started going and investigating. Um, One of my next videos that I'll eventually post here on this channel will be actually specifically for my paranormal love. And I will share on there a photo I took that shows something a little odd up at a lighthouse in the Monterey area, the Point Pinos Lighthouse to be specific. A photo I took on Halloween of 2017. So, no spoilers, but that'll be a fun thing to tune into. Also, in that video, I'll be sharing an audio clip that I captured on the Pasadena Colorado Street Bridge, known as one of the most haunted bridges in the world because of the suicide rate at that bridge. And this was actually an audio clip that I didn't even need the audio clip. I heard something with my own ears. So when we get to that video where I talk more about my love of paranormal, you'll get to hear that audio clip as well. And then the next part of it is the storm chasing. And that one is interesting to me because that was the one that I never saw myself being that interested in doing. I loved watching other people do it. I loved watching live streams of people looking for storms. I loved watching TV shows. I think it was Tornado Chasers was the name of it. The one with guys like Reed Timmer, the late Tim Samaras, may he rest in peace, died tragically in the El Reno tornado of 2013. Um, uh, and that show was super fascinating to me. But I, up until maybe a few years ago, was deathly afraid of the meager little thunderstorms we have from time to time around here. And I there's a closet at my parents' house where I was living obviously as a child that I would lock myself in that closet every time there was a thunderstorm because there was no windows and I would usually put on like loud music or something so I couldn't hear thunder, couldn't see lightning, and I felt safe in that closet. And now it just something just clicked where I was more fascinated by the storms than scared, so I decided I want to actually document the power of nature. And for those who have seen my TikTok videos, I was able to get some pretty cool videos of lightning when we had a storm here a couple weeks ago, and then I got one a couple years ago where I got a massive, massive lightning bolt right outside our back yard. So I'm glad I ended up gaining a fascination with thunderstorms because as long as you're doing it safely, you're going to be okay. And that's why I don't typically go drive into storms unless I know the roads real well, know the tendencies with flooding real well. Um, but I like it when they come right to me and I can just take video right out the back door here and get some great, great, awesome footage of the power of nature. And then, last thing we'll talk about here on this little intro video, mostly because I'm, again, doing this all on my phone and my arms are getting tired as I'm having to switch back and forth. Oops, sorry, just got my finger in the video there for a second. Is my love of nature. Yeah, that's what the whole video is about, Nathaniel. My love of wildlife. And I've always been fascinated with things like snakes. But I was never the kind of person to just go out actively looking for them. And then I started seeing how people would do it and getting the idea of snakes are not out there to hurt you. I'll definitely cover this more when I talk more about I'll dedicate a whole video to snakes at some point. But it's like snakes are naturally docile for the most part. Most snakes are not going to be aggressive towards humans unless they feel cornered or feel like they may be injured by a human. So there's no reason really to fear things like rattlesnakes, especially, or any other venomous snake, because if you look at statistics with rattlesnakes, they kill far less people than the rodents that they eat because of the diseases carried by these rodents. So they're very misunderstood creatures, as are a lot of snakes. I mean, and I get it. Something with no legs is creepier than something with 2 legs or 4 legs. I would also agree with something with 8 legs is creepier than something with 2 and 4 legs. And I have self-diagnosed myself with arachnophobia a few years ago. But that doesn't mean to say that if I don't see a giant tarantula walking across the road while I'm out road cruising for snakes, I'm not going to stop and take video of it, because I will. Because I will deal with my fear of spiders, because they're still really cool animals, as are pretty much every animal. So that's all I really have now. That's kind of how I got into my passion for each of the things that I love to chase: the storms, the fires, the ghosts, and the wildlife. So I hope you'll stick around. I hope I'll be able to post content pretty frequently on this channel once I get started. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So if you've seen my stuff on TikTok and you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. I'd love to be able to get to whatever the subscriber count is. I think it's 50, where I can start taking you guys on my walks. And we can go look for snakes together via live streams here on YouTube. So that's all I got for you now on this one. See you on the next one. We'll see you all real soon.